Hello, everyone. Welcome back to A Cup of Conversation with me, Nidra Simmons. It's kind of hot. Let's sit that down there for a minute. I want to come on and first of all say thank you to everybody. Great day to you. I would also like to know if anything that I've said has helped you. Please feel free to leave it in the comment. Or you can check me out on YouTube where I have the title Woman of God. It's under Nidra Simmons or Nidra Power, one of the two. But um, subscribe to my channels. That way you can see more content from me on a regular basis. And if you have any topics or anything that you want to talk about, that way I can also search on topics that way. But I really want to know if I'm helping you guys, and if I am, to leave a comment so that I know where to look as far as adding what type of topic or content so that you guys can, so I can continue to help you all. You guys are helping me, and I thank you all who takes the time out to come and look at the videos. But you can also catch me on, Facebook, and I also have 2 accounts on Instagram, and I'm also on TikTok. On Instagram, I am known as, I guess, Nidra Simmons, and another one is Totally Over It, Yo. That's another platform where I use to put my videos to just talk about everything and anything, and just, sometimes we just need to go forward and just get over situations, and that's what I use that platform for, as well as this one, to just encourage others, to let them know that you don't have to stay stuck. Get unstuck and keep going forward. Today I want to talk about a few things. I have a few verses in here that I wanted to read about, and I hope I stay in a consistent platform. But a couple of things I want to talk about is how, I always say you need to love yourself, and it's important to always love yourself. And if you are in a relationship, friendship, whatever it is, and it's one-sided, or it seems like you're being looked at as the underdog, they don't take you for your true value or your importance, then maybe you need to evaluate your situation. Nobody should make you feel low in any type of relationship that you're in. Marriage, platonic, whatever relationship that you're in, even friendships, you should not have to feel like you're less than for them to feel greater than. And again, I'm transparent, so I'll share some of my stories. I've been in a relationship, a marriage, for 22 years. And I love my husband, don't get me wrong, but I don't think I was valued to the best of how I should be valued. And I did not leave him. I stayed in the relationship until the end. And I used to think that once you get married, that's it. You're stuck with that person. I still feel that way, but I also feel now that if you're not being appreciated, and if your relationship is one-sided, then you need to speak up. And if it can't work out to where it's both getting the same respect or close to it, some people look at women on a different level, and men on a different level. But to each his own. However you feel, you should not be downgraded or anything in any type of relationship that you're in. But let me go on into the Bible verses. I've prayed before, but we can take a moment to pray. Dear Heavenly Father, I pray that everything that I say is going to reach those that you want to reach. I pray that everything that I say is clear, and that is understandable, and that it is meant for the intent of helping others, and that those who hear it will get the help that they need, or the encouragement that they need to move forward. Lord, I love you and I thank you. I pray for your protection over me and my family and those that are watching and their families. God, we give you the glory, the honor, and the praise. You're awesome, so worthy, and always deserving of the praise. Lord, we love you. I love you. We thank you. Amen. All right. So let me see if I can stick in the order that I was talking about. Also, I want to talk about warnings. If God shows you who someone is the first time, believe it. If you are dating someone and in that relationship, you're not feeling like you're being valued or respected, it's not going to change when you get married. If you stayed married and years later, as y'all both get older, it may change, because then y'all start looking at yourself as, well, I'm old, I ain't trying to get out there to find nobody. But in the beginning of the relationship, the years that it matters the most, where you have to have an impact, or even if you have children, if that does not change during your dating process, it will not change during the immediate or main meat part of your marriage. So when you are considering to get married to someone, you need to make sure that you guys have an open conversation and understanding of what you're looking towards once you get into that marriage or that serious relationship. Life these days are a lot harder than it was back then, or should I say, a lot of things are more revealed. People's true intentions on how they got you and what their intentions are to do once they get you. Because, I'm not going to sugarcoat, there's some mean people in this world. There's some people that like you for what you have inside. Take it whatever way or however way you choose to. And they're going to use that to either make you or break you. And if you're in a relationship with someone who is trying to break you, always in competition with what you have and got to have what you have, you might want to step back and think about this situation here. Because it might get more serious in the future in your relationship when you are deep in that relationship. And when I say deep, I mean in there with children and the whole nine. I am not trying to tell you how to live your life, by no means. I am simply trying to encourage you, and I'm also trying to make sure that you are aware of what you're getting into before you get into it. All right, so let's go to Titus. And I have a bunch of spots in this Bible with chunky things in there so I can make sure I don't lose the page. But let's go to Titus chapter 3, verse 10. And I'm going to read it in the Amplified and the regular King James. The first one is the King James. I said it was Titus 3, verse 10. Reject a divisive man after the first and second admonition. Man can be any part of how you want to take it relation-wise. All right, so in the Amplified Titus 3:10, as for a man who is factious, heretical, sectarian, and cause of division after dominating him a first and second time, reject him from your fellowship and have nothing more to do with him. Those who know me know that my cutoff game is sharp. I mean, I know how to leave people alone and go about my business. And I do that if you show me who you really are. Now, in the past, it has taken me a lot longer to realize that. But now that I am more wiser, it doesn't take as long. I do still give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm cool with you until, and I'll leave it at that. Until. But if you show me that I am like your you're wiping carpet to where you just treat me like I'm itty bitty bitty, peace, because I'm gonna go someplace else. I got enough love for me and myself to know that I am worth more than that, and I can do more for myself than depending on any man to try to do it for me. Take that word man any way you want to. Okay, it could be woman, it could be whatever situation, whatever. Okay, so Titus 3:10 basically gave us a warning. If they show you how you are the first, second, third time, walk away. If it's not how you perceive yourself to be or in what you want it to be. Okay, so let's go on to another verse. I want to go to Proverbs 27:17. I gave you two topics at the beginning, so I'm going to read these verses and then try to tie them all together. And like I said, I use the Bible as a common ground that people can relate to because the Bible is out there and a lot of people read the Bible. Keep in mind, the Bible is a tool we go through different things. Our situations are the same in theory, but in reality different, because we are different people. So that saying, there's nothing new under the sun, there's nothing new under the sun. It's just different people going through different experiences, and it's new to them because they're going through it. All right, so Proverbs 27:17. All right, Proverbs 27:17. It reads, "As iron sharpens iron, so a man sharpens the countenance of his friend." Let me go read that in the Amplified version. "Iron sharpens iron, so a man sharpens the countenance of his friend, to show rage or worthy purpose." I come on here to help others. I consider everyone friends until. So there's people out there that I do know and I don't know, but either way, situations are the same. You are a child created in the image of God, so I'm here to help you. And again, that's a choice. You know, you could choose to continue to be that child in God, or you can choose to go a different route. That's up to you. But God gives us free will. You make that choice. So I'm here to help you as you all are helping me. Iron sharpens iron. Okay. Let's go to 2 Corinthians. And chapter 10, verses 4 through 5. Again, this is, where'd I put the paper? 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verses 4 and 5. And I will get to that in just a second. Okay, I have it right here. All right. Again, Corinthians. 2 Corinthians, if I said that wrong, is 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verses 4 through 5. All right, and it reads, rewind, let me try that again. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty in God for pulling down strongholds, casting down arguments and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, bringing every thought into captivity to the obedience of Christ. Let me see what that says in the Amplified. "Inasmuch as we refute argument and theories and reasonings and every proud and lofty thing that sets itself up against the truth, the knowledge of God, and we lead every thought and purpose away captive into the obedience of Christ, the Messiah, the Anointed One." All right. So, warfare is real. Warfare exists in almost every relationship. The enemy does not like to see loving, happy relationships, marriages. So I had made a few posts before about how you don't want to let people use you. The enemy use you. The people can be used by the enemy and also use you, but you don't want to let the enemy use you. You don't want to let the enemy come between your relationship. I believe, and this is my belief, that in a marriage, it's three. It's God, it's the man, and it's the woman. Or in these days, whoever you're married to. It's the three spirit relationship. You have to include God in every part of that relationship, because God gives you that love that the two of you guys can give each other. That love that God gives you, that love that God gives you goes through the two of you, and you guys give it to each other, and that's what keeps you guys, sustain you guys. That's what keeps you together. God is love. And there is no better love than the love that God gives us. And if God had created you to be loved, or to be loved, meaning a person that is made of particles of love, and they give love, and you receive that love and you give it back, that is a tight 3-cord strand that cannot be broken. You cannot be in a relationship where one person is love and they distribute love and the other person takes it but don't give it back. You're going to drain that person that is of love. And you're going to begin to question yourself. Why are you draining my love? Did you come into this relationship to make me or to break me? I'm saying a lot of stuff, and I want you guys to get what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say what I'm saying. But love in a relationship, and it's both being received and given, is an awesome, beautiful, remarkable, heaven-sent relationship. Okay? If the relationship is only given one way, you got one person doing all the work, and what I've known from my generation, the woman is doing all the work and the man is not. You might not like what I have to say about this next, but this generation, this wave of men are not the same type of men that existed in the past. And I'm not saying that, men and women supposed to be, we can do anything. A woman and a man can do the same exact thing. But when it comes to trying to raise a family and to distribute a healthy relationship, it needs to be an equal thing. I mean, both of y'all now need to work. You can't have mainly just one person in the house working. You got to have two people working, because the way that the economy is going, you need that income to survive. It's very hard to survive on one income. But there's nothing too possible with God. Now, don't get me wrong. God can do anything and everything, and he can sustain even the single parent to raise as many as 4 kids. I know this. I'm just simply saying to those that I want to help, even in my family, even if you've been married for 25 to 50 years, you still have to recognize your value. Do not lose who you are. And I feel real strongly to say to the women in my family, do not lose who you are. Okay? And it could be going both ways to men and women. But right now, I feel very strongly to say this to all the women in my family. Do not lose who you are. If you lost who you were, find yourself. The best way to find yourself is find yourself in the Bible. I lost myself in my marriage. And after my husband passed, and I'm not saying that you should wait till your partner pass away to find yourself. You should find yourself within your marriage. Don't lose who you are. And he should not lose who he is. Okay? But if you know who you are in your marriage, if by chance God takes someone away, you'll still know who you are after that marriage. You don't have to start all over trying to find out who you are, what your strengths. You already know who you are. So again, I'm going to tie this all in together. I gave you guys 3 verses. The first one was a warning. If people show you who you are the first time, accept it. Believe it. Don't think that you are so magical that you can change a person. That's a whole different identity. That's a whole different spirit in another vessel that was raised by a different household from yours. Work on mastering you and loving you. And that love that you give for yourself is going to reflect out. They're going to see it. They're going to feel it. They're going to appreciate it. They're going to want it. And then they're going to hopefully pray that they will work together so y'all can both have it. Okay. Then we went to, that was Titus. We talked about the warning. Then we went to Proverbs and 2 Corinthians, which basically talks about how, Proverbs, iron sharpens iron. I am here to help you. You guys are here. You're helping me, whether you know it or not. But I want to help you all in things that I've experienced and how to keep you aware of not losing sight of who you are. Know who you are. Okay? Then we talked about 2 Corinthians, which talked about, and that was 10, 4, and 5, how the weapons of our warfare are not carnal but mighty of God and pulling down the strongholds. We need God. God gives us what we need, and what we need is within us. I spoke last week about how we fight against principalities, things that we can't see on this earth. I had a dream, not a dream, but I had, well, premonition, dream, whatever you want to call it. But when I was younger, I saw this vision as this right here, earth, being the ground. Anywhere on this earth up to heaven is the battleground. It's where all the fighting and stuff goes on. And then you have heaven. So the battle, because we are here on this earth, we're in the middle of this battle, whether we choose to be or not. The ground is where we live at. And we have to walk in this earth, this world to live. And the battle is between below us and above us. So we're in the middle. So all of the fiery darts and arrows and everything that goes between top and bottom, at some point will hit us because we're in the middle. And it's easy to hit us because we can't see what's out there. That's why you need to stay prayed up. Stay prayed up. And trust and believe that God is always there to protect you. And he had put protection in you. I always tell my children to pray. You're going to have to pray for yourself, because I'm not going to be there to pray for you. If you have a husband or wife, you can pray for your significant other, but you're still going to have to pray for yourself. The relationship is between God and you. Do not be that person that be in church for 75 years, and then when time comes, you go to heaven and you get in front of God, and God say, you say, hello, God, I'm so glad to finally meet you. And then he'll say, I don't know who you are. Who are you? Because you didn't spend that time to develop that relationship with him during the time that you were here on earth. Develop that relationship with God. It's between you and God. We have churches, but to save yourself from all of the corruption that's out there that's going on in these churches, you need to have that relationship with God. Know that you and God are like this, because you talk to him and he talks to you. You don't need the people, this anything on this planet to get you closer to God. It's got to be you and God. Okay? I hope that I'm still tied in this all together, but it's just that that's how I always see it. That's how I always saw how God is above and the devil is below, and we're in between. Now, lately I've been looking at things, and they're saying that we're the whole thing. God is the brain, and the stomach is the devil. I don't know. I'm not talking about all that stuff. I'm only showing you my image, what helps me to understand how I need to pivot or move on the outside. We fight against things that we cannot see. Spiritual warfare is real. And with that comes a lot of different things. You have everything that belongs with witchcraft, voodoo, darkness. Then you have God, you have angels, you have ancestors. We have all of those things. You do your research. Don't say that I told you anything about this. Do your own research to see for yourself. But I do know we serve a God in heaven, and there is a devil in hell. That's what I know. And I know that we are on this planet, and there's things that we can't see that's constantly striking us because we're not aware. So let me bring it back, because I was trying to bring it back together before. This is a longer post. I'm sorry. But I hope that you watch it till its entirety, and that it helps you. And that if it does help you, please let me know. So that I know what direction to go with you guys. I mean, I'm getting my direction from God anyway, so I'm going to come on and give what he gives me. But if there's something out there that I can help you with, please let me know. Subscribe to my channel on YouTube, and check me out, and subscribe on TikTok. But either way, let's go back to this. Let's stay focused. All right. So we talked about Titus, the warning, Proverbs, how we are working together, how iron sharpens iron, and how 2 Corinthians, how we fight against things that we cannot see, and we get our instruction, our trust, our guidance, our love from God. And let's go to the last one, which was 1 Timothy 6:12. All right, so 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 12. And that says, 6:12. It's under the good confession. That's what it's labeled in the Bible. But 1 Timothy 6:12. Fight the good fight of faith. Lay hold on eternal life, to which you were also called, and have confession, the good confession, in the presence of many witnesses. Let's read that in the Amplified. That was verse 12. Fight the good fight of faith. Lay hold of the eternal life, to which you were summoned, and for which you confess the good confession of faith before many witnesses. So, I fight for my family. And I fight for all of God's people. I fight to save their souls, to keep them focused on God, and to get instructions for God so their soul can meet God in heaven. And I bear witness by sharing my stories with you, my experiences with you, so that you guys can continue to fight. Don't give up. And know that we serve a God that is greater than any darkness on this world. We serve a God that can outdo any voodoo, hoodoo, you-do, any witchcraft, or anything like that. God is the creator of everything. So you think that the person that's created everything don't have a solution to fix everything? We serve an awesome God, a God that is wonderful, a God that has not given us a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. Say that and keep that inside you. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. And also, keep yourself fully guarded and dressed, wearing the full armor of God, the helmet of salvation, breastplate of righteousness, the shield of faith, the sword of God's holy word, the which is the Bible, the shoes of peace, and the belt of truth. Let me try that again. Helmet of salvation, breastplate of righteousness, shield of faith, sword of God's holy word, belt of truth, and shoes of peace. Keep yourself fully dressed and fully guarded. And say it every day so that when you walk out in this world, you're protected. So when those fiery darts come out, they can just bounce right off you because you're good. You're golden. You're protected in your armor. Okay? I got two cameras going on, so if I'm looking here and looking here, I apologize. I got to keep going for it. But again, I hope I said something that was helpful to you. And to all the women out there that's in my family, stay strong. Stay strong. Do not lose yourself. And even to the men in my family, stay strong. Don't lose yourself. A marriage, if you are married, is a commitment together where you both equally come together. You both give love. You both receive love. You both do it together with God at the top. That three-strand cord is unbreakable when it's worked together. Do not take God out the equation. Trust me. Do not take God out of the equation. I know one year, I know we got to using, we do this every year, or some people write down New Year's resolutions. And one year I did a resolution and I left God out the equation. I left God out the equation. I was so, New Year's, I'm going to get all this, put all this stuff out, and I left God out the equation. That was the worst year ever. Do not leave God out of the equation. In any relationship that you're in, even if you're just coping in the beginning part of your relationship, God has to be in that relationship. God should be the one to direct you to that person. We are not perfect. We make mistakes. God knows. We choose the wrong people. Let God choose the one for you. Some of us are not chasers. Not a chaser. Let God select the person for you. And when you describe to God who you're looking for, well, he already knows. But when you describe to him what you want, be specific. Again, warning, when they show you who you are the first time, believe it. Don't think that you can change a person in a relationship once you get married if they didn't change it once you were dating. Iron sharpens iron. Together, you guys in that couple, that marriage, that relationship should sharpen each other, make each other sharpen. Sorry, I'm stuttering. In that relationship, you two come together, sharpen each other, work together to make each other the best at whatever it is that they do. And Continue to fight. Don't give up on God. I hope this is all tied together. It was just flowing and I was just letting it go. So please give me a comment. Let me know what you think. Although I don't need your approval, I'm here to help you, but I want to know that I'm helping you. All right. Till next time, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Peace.